verdant realm of the vast plant kingdom, a gala day has gone. A day of forest festival for spruce and pine, hemlock and fir, the wood family's reunion.
Display my bidding throughout the land. It's King Douglas I's command. On towering trunks of giant girth and noble mien, let those hang the royal crest.
Emblem of the forest's bounty, a golden horn of plenty, symbol of its pledge, I give, I serve, I bless. Beneath each crest, trumpeter proclaims the royal will.
To trees, scions, and saplings of the great forest family, salutations. Your Sylvan Majesty, King Douglas I, is graciously pleased to summon you to the Grand Forest Festival and Wood Family Reunion, to be held on the Snoqualmie National Forest during the second week in September. Each home tree is invited to bring specimens of the gifts you have contributed to the benefit of mankind. The main events will be a parade of these manifold gifts from trees, the awarding of prizes to the gifts of greatest worth, a feast of forest foods, grand moonlight fete. Douglas I, monarch of the great plant kingdom.
Throughout all sylvan realms, this call evoked a spirited response. Soon gathered at King Douglas's court a vast assembly of wood-borne gifts, each hoping to be acclaimed most worthy of the King's award. This ready nationwide response so pleased His Majesty the King, he graciously took on human form, forsook his free abode in order to review the great parade in person. Then, from her sylvan bower, the graceful cedar tree, he called his stately queen. The king invited her to view the pageant with him. Now, from the seclusion of their woodland palace, their Majesties fare forth to meet their loyal subjects, the noble forest trees, awaiting, with the human guests, their appearance on the royal throne. Now comes the honored guest, the forester, envoy of the forest service of our national government, conveying to every forest tree the nation's concern for its welfare. First in the parade of the gifts come the products of natural wood, basic to our more abundant life. Mature, full-bodied trunks, nature's boon, the raw material from which man gains more than 4,000 benefits. Prominent among the forest gifts is wood to give us shelter, timber, boards, shingles, doors. Houses we all would like to own. 1 million new homes yearly. Next comes wood to keep us warm, fuel enough to cheer 5 million hearts. Fence posts, which could gird the earth's round waste full 50 times. Railroad ties that would lay 3 double tracks from Boston to Seattle. And on each year's crop of telephone poles, strong wires could be strung from Alaska's northmost cape south to the Argentine. The logs yearly split into matchwood would build 4 towers as straight and tall as the Monument to Washington. Stout decks where salty seamen tread, toothpicks for every dinner's end, cigar boxes, which if stacked, would tower 1,000 times Mount Everest's height. All come from our forests yearly. And nowadays, when a blockhead talks, the whole world listens. Wooden sporting goods and indoor games, slim, swift skis for winter days, bows and arrows ill-demanding, singing tennis rackets, baseball bats, and games of mild croquet all owe their being to the forest trees. The cedar tree with Indian art becomes a mystic family tree, perch of a mighty thunderbird. Now the sparkling Christmas tree, a truly sylvan gift. Every year its bounty gladdens more than 10 million homes. In wooden toys with colors gay, children, young and old, delight. And sometimes even Santa Claus is made of wood. The hardwood forest is the source of our fine furniture. Desks, tables, pianos grand, and other products of the cabinet maker's art. Extracts from wood come next in rank. Turpentine from the southern pine. Rosin, too, for soaps and paints. Varnishes, adhesives, pitch, and other gifts too numerous to list. While from the hardwood forest of the north, the sweetest gift of all the trees, maple sugar. Most everyone loves maple sugar. Each year, the nation's sweet tooth gets 1 million pounds of sugar from the maple pail. And now for man-made miracles. With a chemist's magic aid, great varieties of useful things are born of converted wood. The countless tiny fibers in each log, freed from the bonds in which they grew, pulped and made soft and pliant, yet losing none of the strength of the trees, are recombined in new dynamic forms. Thus they enrich our minds, keep us informed, amuse, and solace us. Each year, the scroll of news streaming from our presses day by day would form a block-wide ribbon long enough to link the earth and moon. Numberless magazines and books, born of our unfettered press, owe to the forest each imprinted word, their smooth white pages telling facts and tales, proof of wood's versatility. To satisfy our reading appetite, American forests yearly must provide more paper than is used by any other country in the world. For beauty and adornment, bloom flowers of gay crepe paper, tablecloths and napkins dainty, paper cups and plates to match, gala things for children's parties, blossoms, butterflies, and bees, costumes fit for fairyland. Once thrown aside as waste, are now transformed into a multitude of useful things. Some are by steam exploded into fibers, then pressed into tiles and wallboard. Some into wood flour are finely ground, then molded into useful plastic. On this great float, new plastics are displayed. Trays and plaques, hair combs and toilet sets, picture frames and knobs for radios. From magic cellulose, another fruit of wood, comes safe, slow-burning motion picture film. Raw white rayon, spindles for the loom, colorful sheets of cellophane, all fare from wood's miraculous horn of plenty. Yet greater wonders from the woods are to come. Forest fabrics and fashion. Dresses for sport, for work, for relaxation. Glamorous, shining rayon robes and gowns. Soft, subtle velvet, ultra-feminine. The choice is yours. All are born of wood. These gay costumes have caught King Douglas's eye. He orders the pageant halted.
Princess, kindly to the dais step. We wish to see your gown. This cloth is beautiful. Well, well, the silkworm certainly has a rival.
This afternoon, the royal court rides forth to view the forest's intangible benefits to man. Mid noble snow-decked peaks, silvered lakes, our forests, natural playgrounds all, bring man good health and offer each his ideal recreation. They bring him leaping waterfalls to quiet, cool, and thrill. Well-stocked streams, you may match your skill with wily trout. While the music of shining ripples refreshes body and soul. The ancient sport of hunting lures men forth to stalk big game with gun or longbow. Often, nature's mirror doubles the beauty on every hand. And from the mountain's heavenly heights comes peace to lift one's soul. Beside their polished lakes, one may pitch a lonely tent. Or hold a family picnic in a scenic wonderland. Another forest gift is color, in foliage and flowers wild. Here, nature's love of tint and hue is seen the year around. Each season wears a different gown, a garb of colors softly blended. The orange azalea graces spring. The mountain laurel, pink and white. The purple bloom of rhododendron. In summer come the brilliant blooms of fireweed and goldenrod. And blending with gay autumn colors, red berries of the ash and holly. While acre after acre boasts a blue blueberry harvest. The forest glories stir one's pride in this, his native land, and inspire him with a high resolve to be worthy of its blessings. Wild creatures in their native haunts lend interest to woodland trails, where they and their many human friends may come to know each other. The mountain meadows, lush and green, under wise management, sustain vast herds of well-fed stock, which animate the alpine scene, and to the nation's markets furnish juicy beef and lamb. Of equal worth is the service given by woodland roots and leaves. They bind the soil, hold back the flood, and check destructive erosion. The forests also give men work, jobs for strong lumberjacks, logs for railroad men to haul, board home builders, material for men in mills, for all the men who fashion things of wood. In the moonlight that evening, the trees gave their guests a feast of forest food. How many know that gifts of food come from our forest trees? Honey, maple sugar, fruit and nuts, beverages and berries. But now the time has come for sylvan entertainment.
What ho, ye nymphs and dryads, come forth, come forth. No festival can be merry without dancing.
Now the forester is moved to rise and give a toast.
I drink to the American forest, one of our greatest national blessings, and to their gracious majesties, our hosts.
And I drink to the foresters and to all who champion the nation's resources and safeguard their future.
The sylvan fete draws near its end. King Douglas, rejoicing in the product of his land, joins with the forester anew to rule his realm for the benefit of man, vowing ever to fulfill the pledge blazoned on his royal arms, I give, I serve, I bless.